Hey guys, Jeffries here, and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 as Hatfield Town. Now I should state at the start of this video that I am recording the audio for this after I've recorded the video. Quite a long time afterwards as well. It's been about a month I think since I recorded the video. Reason being, I was unwell when I actually recorded the video for this episode. Which is why I didn't have my headset on to record the audio for this episode. So I'm going by my viewfinder. That's not the right word. I'm going by my preview window. That's the right word. Which means that I can't 100% see the screen properly. It's a little bit blurry, so you'll have to bear with me as I try to read what exactly is on the screen. In fact, that's a very blurry screen. There must be a way I can change. Is that loading a window? No, it's not loading a window. Maybe I can't do it whilst I'm actually playing. Oh well. You'll have to bear with me then whilst I try and actually see what on earth is going on. What's that do? I have no idea what that just did. What that just did. I can't even speak. Changes the quality and resolution for your video preview. This setting has no... in that case, I seem to click something and something happens on the preview bar. Maybe that's... I don't know. I just don't know. What I do know is I've played 2 cup matches. And the reason I played 2 cup matches is because the first one ended as a draw. Spoiler alert. But as you can see, I'm currently choosing the lineup, which I can't tell because I can't read it. Let me just pause this a second, change the preview, and I'll come back in just a second. Okay guys, I think I've got it working. I've opened up a secondary window so I can see exactly what's going on. Let's hope it works. Yes, it's working. Good. Right, so the audio might be slightly out of sync now with the video, so you'll have to bear with me on that one, I'm afraid. It's the best I could do. I'll have to have a look at the settings once I've finished doing this. For the next few videos, it's all video and audio recorded at the same time anyway. But you saw the lineup there. I'll read it out for you again in just a second once my loading has finished. I think the video I'm watching is a couple of seconds behind the video you're watching. Yes, it definitely seems to be a couple of seconds behind. Let's see if I can change that. There we go. Now it looks like it's about the right time. Okay, so starting lineup was Jeffries, Woollerscroft, Vickers, DeVoe, Tierney, Fox, Adamson, Phillips, Williams, Durl, and Swales. And then the bench was Benyon, McKindy, Jatta, Herville, Dillon, Griffin, and Ryan. So we were definitely going for a fringe team in this match, or at least some fringe players. Swales up front, there was no Dinsmore. Players like Griffin on the bench. You know, there was a definite fringe feeling about it. As I say, this video was recorded about a month ago, so I'm quite far ahead now in real life. So I'm having to rack my brains and try and remember what the team was like back when this was actually recorded. You can see me fiddling around with that preview window as well. I just wanted the Cadbury Heath formation on my screen so I could see exactly what it was they were doing and who's playing where. So they're playing the 4-4-2. We're keeping with the 4-2-3-1 that we normally play. Williams in our midfield position there. Turns out to actually be quite a good player for us, although something does happen to him, which I'm not going to reveal right now because, again, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but keep an eye on him over the next few episodes is what I would say, because something quite big happens that he is involved with. But here's Watson on the ball. Good save by Jeffries, who is fast becoming a Mr. Reliable in goal. He is getting on a bit though, he's into his 30s. Obviously goalkeepers can carry on longer than most outfield players, but I like to keep a young team, young competitive team. So when people start to hit the age of 30, I do start considering playing them slightly less often. I mean, we've got Phillips, who's a striker playing out on the wing, who's quite old, and we've also got Vickers, who I believe is 40. trying to remember, I think he's 40, playing in defence. So when you're in the non-league, age can be quite abstract at times. It's not necessarily a reflection on the player's ability, but most of the time, younger is better, I've found. Although you do want some experience in your team as well, of course. You don't want to be made up purely of inexperienced youngsters. You do want that sort of solid spine in your squad, which we do have. Let's be fair, we do have that. Williams is in his 30s. He makes up the midfield, the attacking midfield spine. We've also got Fox, who's into his late 20s, and we've got Vickers, of course, and Jeffrey's both over 30. Vickers, of course, 40 years old. Jeffrey's over 30. So there is an experienced spine running through the team. But then we do have some youngsters playing as well, like Durl and Tierney and at a stretch Devoe. And they're going to have to be tested now because we are losing. Terry Mawson with the goal. Quite a poor one to concede, really. Broken down the left-hand side there. Cut across the middle. Mawson's marker just, I don't even know who that was, but somehow managed to take 2 or 3 strides in front of him and allowed him the shot. Didn't close him down when perhaps he should have done. But it does mean we're 1-0 down, which is a shame. Right, Mawson on the ball, goal scorer. He gets it through to Collins, who's in a very good attacking position, but luckily Devoe comes back and covers. It's another reason why you want youngsters in your squad, is because they can provide that little bit of extra pace that you need to break through. Whereas otherwise you would struggle to catch them up, especially when they break through on goal like what happened there. Byrne with a cross into the middle, it's headed away, only as far as Levers. That's a poor shot from him. Very poor shot from him, actually. Right, G with the cross. Cleared by Devoe at the near post. Again, only as far as Levers. And again, a poor shot from him. We're trying to get more into this game. We're going to have to get more into this game. Possession-wise, it's 50-50. Shots-wise, we haven't had a single one yet. And we're approaching half-time. In fact, that is half-time. 0 shots. Not very good. So you can see straight away, I'm looking at the team. I don't decide to make any changes at half-time, but I am looking at the team and seeing who's performing well and who isn't. Williams is only on a 6.3, as is Vickers, so they're not playing particularly well. Phillips is on a 6.4, as is Durl and Swales, as is Fox and Woolliscroft. So definite improvement needed in this second half. We've got 2 players booked now, Phillips and Devoe, both on yellow cards, which also doesn't help because it means, especially in Devoe's case, he can't really commit to challenges anymore in case he does get it wrong. I don't like that. I don't like my players being on yellow cards. But as you can see now, it is substitution time. Williams off, Ryan on, and I'm also tempted to bring Griffin on, and I do in the end. I bring him on for Swales. Or do I? No, I don't. I bring him on for Phillips. That's right. Oh, no, I don't, sorry. I bring him on for Swales, but I move Phillips up front. That's right. So Griffin ends up playing out on the right-hand side. Here's Watson with the free kick, up and over the wall and just over the bar as well, luckily for us. We are being tested at every angle right now. We've only had 1 shot all match, and it's not even been on target. But here's Ryan on the ball in an attacking position. He finds Fox, back to Ryan, back to Fox again. Through for Griffin. His shot just wide of that post. That is better. Getting more shots on goal. I'd like them to be on target, but just getting shots away is a good place to start. You definitely can't score if you don't shoot. So it's good to see us actually trying to get the ball towards their goal rather than keeping it just inside their half. Jackson with the ball forward. Devoe did knock it down. Mawson hit it wide, but he was offside as well. So again, we really need to come back into this match. We have to push for an equaliser. Still 1-0 down. There's only 15 minutes left. In fact, there's only 10 minutes left now. Starting to enter panic stations as the ball's kicked forward here. Headed back by Devoe. G picks it up in defence, finds Mawson. Back to Nelson. He's tried to thread it through, but Vickers with the interception. There was no runners there from Cadbury Heath, fortunately for us. That was a poor pass, though. Mawson finds Collins. Poor shot from Collins. We get away with another one. We've only had 4 shots all match and not a single one on target. So we really need to up the ante in the last 3 minutes of the match here. Pressure is most definitely on. I can't believe actually that I didn't go to overload at this stage, because we desperately needed a goal. Is Jackson on the ball, tackled by Durl. Adamson with the ball forward to Phillips. Tries to play it through. Now I'm going to overload. Adamson with the ball forward, headed away from Ryan. Fox picks it up in the midfield. Is he dispossessed? Yes, he is. Huxley plays it out wide to Mawson. Good challenge there from Vickers. Good pass from Vickers to Griffin on this right hand side. Chance to cross it. Does cross it. Into the centre. Dull with the volley. And it's in the back of the net. What a finish from Jaden Dull. Grabs the game by the scruff of the neck and hauls it into our territory. I don't know where I was going with that. But it was a great finish from the young winger. Literally on the volley. I would say top corner, but it really wasn't. But it was powerful enough and it was strong enough to beat the keeper. So that was perfect for us. And with 2 minutes to go, we are back in the game. Can we go on and grab a late winner? That would be the ultimate turnaround. If we managed to score twice in the last 2 minutes of the match, that would be perfect. Instead, DeVoe goes and kicks one of their players. For some reason, we've got Mark Clattenburg refereeing this match. I really don't know why he'd be refereeing a non-league cup match, but there you go. But DeVoe was sent off for a second yellow. At this point in time, I'm not too worried about attacking anymore. You can see I'm tempted to drag Ryan back into defence and actually, drag his player back into defence and then sub him off. In the end, I decide to do that with Fox. I bring Jatta on in the defence role and then move Adamson into a defence midfield role so that we still have the attacking force, just sacrificing our midfield more than anything. Almost looking to play the long ball and cutting our midfield out of the equation completely. But we're down to 10 men. We've got 2 minutes of injury time. Hopefully we can hold on. You see Cadbury Heath have got the ball and they are attacking. Mawson there. Great ball through for Huxley. Crosses it in. It's deflected. Cleared away by Tierney. Cleared well by Tierney actually. Good enough to waste some time. Mawson here now. Back to Bush. Plays it through. Williscroft let it go through to Huxley, but thankfully his cross was very poor. It means we get away with it. We've got a goal kick. Jeffries can take his time on it, but he doesn't. He chooses to kick it out quite early. Although that is a good ball to Griffin. It's just unfortunate that his header was very poor. Gave it away to Mawson, and 3 of our players there just stood off him and let him pass it out to Huxley. He's forced back to G. Threaded through for Jackson in the centre here. Round the corner is Collins. There's Mawson. He had to stretch for it and that allowed Vickers the opportunity to intercept. He plays it safely back to the goalkeeper. Jeffries hits it forward, intercepted by Heath, although again poor touch and it allows Durl the opportunity. Phillips here on the ball. I keep going to look at the radar that's not there. As you know, I turned the radar off because it was a bit glitched, a bit bugged. It basically froze. Don't know whether that happened off camera or not actually, but the radar froze in a particular match, so that all the players were just frozen in place. And every time I tried to open it up in a different match, it was different players but frozen in the same positions. So that basically the radar is broken at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate. To concentrate on the game again, we've got about 5 seconds of regulation time left. Not regulation, injury time left. And there is the full-time whistle. The referee decides to blow up pretty much on time actually. It wasn't a very good game for either team. It was a 1-1 draw. There was me being asked about DeVoe's suspension. Obviously, he's a first choice defender, so I'd like to get him back in the team as soon as possible, and I kind of want him to know that. But at the same time, I was very disappointed that he got sent off, because I felt like we just got back into the game, and the sting was taken right out of our tail by that red card. We had to then sacrifice our midfield. It wasn't very good. That incidentally was Jaden Durl's professional debut, and he goes and scores on it, which very impressive actually, very impressive. Scoring on your debut scoring on your debut is always good. There you can see I fine DeVoe a week's wages. He thinks the fine was unfair. Personally, I don't care, because he was sent off at a crucial point in the match. It was a stupid thing to do. 2 yellows is always stupid, especially when you're a defender. You should know how to tackle properly without being penalised for it. So that was very, very disappointing. Next up, you can see we have Cadbury Heath again. That's what I meant by we had 2 cup matches, because the replay comes straight after the original for some reason. 3 days later, you'd think there'd be a gap, although the schedule for non-league teams is quite hectic, so I suppose it does make sense that they try and cram the matches in as quick as possible to get them out of the way. Poppy Megson on that screen there says we should never have been losing, lucky to come away with a draw. She's right. She really is right. We should not have been losing that match. It was poor defending that led to their goal. And as I say, if it wasn't for the red card, we probably could have gone on and actually won that one. So it was disappointing. This next round was drawn. We'll be playing Buckland if we manage to get past Cadbury Heath in the replay. And here is the scouting advice. Attacking movement is always my favourite one to go for. That basically means that their defence is considered weak. So if you can create chances and get round them, you'd be able to have some good chances and actually scoring a goal. Which is exactly how I like to play. I like to play good, solid, attacking, flowing football. Always looking to get the ball forward at any opportunity. And we are about to start playing Cadbury Heath again. It'll be a bit of a case of deja vu, except instead of being at home this time, we'll be away. I think that means we ended up playing in our away kit as well. I can't 100% remember that one either. I did see the little memo that Dinsmore had come back from injury. That's why he wasn't playing in the first game. He had to play Swales up front instead. Getting a little bit... That's another one of the reasons why we perhaps weren't as dominant as we perhaps should have been, because we had one of our key players out injured. Dinsmore has passed the fitness test though. I can't actually remember if I play him in this game. I did do the quick pick and he is selected up front. But then you can see I'm starting to swap people around again. I think at this point it was a case of I was just shuffling some players so that they were in sort of correct positions. Yeah, so I put Swales as the striker there. Did I bring anyone else in? I don't think I did. I think I left it as selected. There weren't many other players I could actually bring into play really. The squad overall is a little bit disappointing. It's a strong squad for the league, but it's not quite as strong as I would have liked it to have been. But we made do. We make do. See, I've chosen the lineup there now. I'll read it out again for you in a second, for those of you who didn't quite get the chance to see it. So our lineup is selected. We're about to go into the match. There again is the lineup for those of you who didn't see it. I'll read it out right about now. So we had Jeffries in goal, Williscroft, Jatta coming in for the suspended DeVoe, Vickers and Tierney making up the back line, Fox and Adamson in the 2 midfield roles, Phillips, Williams and Durl across the attacking midfield, and Dinsmore on his return from injury up front. And that is a big boost for us, having Dinsmore back. He makes things tick in our attacking department. He makes those runs that none of our other strikers actually make. And I mean, okay, I used the quick pick, but the team that was selected by my assistant was pretty much the team I would have selected anyway. Dropping Swales, bringing in Dinsmore, also bringing in Jatta in defence, and the rest of the lineup is pretty much the same as it was before. So not really going to complain about that, am I? There's Williams with the ball out wide, Tierney with the cross, Dinsmore's header just over the bar. Already you can see that there's an option in the box now when they get the ball out wide. Tierney with a good little run there and a good cross into the middle, finding the head of Dinsmore. Unlucky that he didn't find the back of the net. Game continues. Now it's Cadbury Heath's turn to not have had a shot, although we are only 3 minutes in, so perhaps I'm being a little harsh on them, shall we say. But there's Dinsmore breaking the offside trap there, pulls it back to Fox, and it is 1-0 to the Hats. That's pretty much how Cadbury Heath scored their goal in the first leg. You know, it's nice to pull out the same trick that your opposition have done. And that's exactly what happened here. Ball to Dinsmore, no one picking up Fox's run in the box. It's a great pullback and a very tidy finish under the goalkeeper. There were 5 defenders in that box and not one of them picked up the run of Fox. That's why we have an attacking midfielder playing in that position, because that's exactly the kind of thing that they can get away with. Although I would say Fox is not the attacking midfielder. He is the box-to-box midfielder, I believe, but I guess Williams was elsewhere on the pitch, therefore Fox took up that role. And it's like it's sliding in under the radar. They're not picked up. No one seems to notice they're there. Suddenly the ball's at their feet and they're finding the back of the net. Perfect way to score. Very effective too. Shots wise, it's now equal. Although I think that makes it 3 for Heath. Yep, makes it 3 for Cadbury Heath, although both teams have only had 1 shot on target. Which does make it a little bit more comfortable for us, knowing that they seem to be having some wild shots at the moment. That free kick was very wild. There wasn't much measured about it. Which, you know, that makes me feel quite relaxed. We're a goal to the good. We've scored with our only shot on target. Their only shot on target was that weak header that Jeffries caught just after we scored. And if that's the best they can pull out in this match, then I feel quite comfortable. Adamson on the ball, finding Williams, threads it through for Dinsmore, holds it up nicely, picks out Fox, great ball out wide to Phillips. Watching Fox and Dinsmore making the run, except it goes into Durl at the far post. Pretty good header, saved by the keeper. Again, a good attacking move. Just a couple of changes in the lineup and suddenly the team is starting to play good flowing football again, which is what we didn't have in the first leg. That's why we ended up taking it to a replay. I'm very lucky to take it to a replay too. And Williscroft nearly got lucky with that one. It was a very poor cross in realistic terms, but it very nearly caught out the keeper. So I'm not going to complain too much. Phillips with the corner, pulls it back to Fox on the edge of the area. He decides to have a shot, although it was wild. Again, not much measured about that. Bit poor. He could have perhaps knocked it into the box. There were bodies in there. Someone could have controlled it and maybe had a more clean shot. But he went for goal himself and missed the target completely. Here's Collins on the ball for Cadbury Heath. Picks out Byrne. Inside is Watson. Finds Nelson. His shot, again, wild. You can almost sense that Heath are starting to panic a little bit. It's still only the first half. We're only half an hour gone in this game, but their shots are getting more and more erratic. We've had the same number of shots again, except we've had double the number of shots on target, which I'm always comfortable about. I like dominating the team in all areas of the stats department. Again, there's a shot off target for Cadbury Heath. It worries me that they're allowed to have 6 shots in the match, but at the same time, they're not exactly troubling our goalkeeper. Although saying that, that cross from Tierney wasn't really troubling their goalkeeper. So again, we don't have any more shots. Bit disappointing. Possession wise, we're only just edging it, 51 to 49. I'd like to see that improve as well, especially in the second half when they start to tire. We start making subs. If we can keep the possession count high, we should be able to see this one out. Fox on the ball, threads it through for Williams. Tries to pick out Dinsmore first time, didn't quite work. Although Fox has found Dinsmore that time, and there it is, 2-0. That's what Dinsmore brings to the match that other strikers in our squad can't. He makes those little runs behind the defender. He finds the space. He creates the opportunities. And in this case, he found the back of the net perfectly. This is a very well measured ball from Fox. Yes, Dinsmore was offside. or at least he looked like he was offside. But that doesn't matter if the linesman doesn't put his flag up. He still finished it off. He played to the whistle. We end up 2-0 up because of it. There's the cross by Lee. Tierney, well, I mean, he had a free header, but he decided to head it across the face of our goal for some reason. Jackson on the ball now. Out to Van Zyl, or Van Zyl, I think it is. Fox with the tackle there. Comes away with the ball. His original pass was blocked, but he gets it again. Adamson trying to find the run of Dinsmore. It does roll through to their keeper though. But again, Dinsmore making that run. That's the big difference. We can play the ball over the top. It's almost like Vardy when Leicester won the league. He was making those runs behind the defender and not being picked up. So the pace was there. The ball was played over the top. He was running onto it. That's exactly what Dinsmore does. He's got really good pace and stamina. This is a guy who's only just come back from injury as well, and he's chasing down every ball. Very impressed. He's going to be a world beater if he carries on playing like that for us. Right, we are just about to hit half-time. In fact, there is the half-time whistle. We are 2-0 up. Much better than the first game. There's a 3-goal swing from this time in the first game. So, again, definite improvement. The team is playing a lot more solidly. And we've only made 2 changes, and one of them was enforced. I don't think Devoe being missing is the reason why we're winning this game, though. For me, personally, it is entirely down to the inclusion of Dinsmore. He just gives the midfield so many more options. It's a huge difference. We've got to keep Dinsmore fit for as long as possible. Although that was not a good challenge by Phillips. It looked like he just kicked the guy. Gave away a free kick in a really stupid area. Bush with it. Picks out Huxley. Back to Bush. There's the shot. No real trouble from our keeper there. Made it look harder than perhaps it was. So we kind of got away with that one as well. They kind of nullified the situation with the poor free kick routine. You see me about to make the substitution. I'm tempted to bring on Ryan. Good youngster. Looks like he's going to be a world beater for us as well. Bringing him on for Fox. Do I make any more subs? No, I think that's it. I think Fox was looking a bit tired. That's why I decided to bring Ryan on for him. And the substitution should be happening any second now. There it is. Ryan on, Fox off. Another youngster on the pitch. Ryan is only 18 years old. I kind of feel like some of our players, they trick me. Because I bring them on thinking, you know, they've played a few matches for us. And then I find out they're 17 or 18. Dinsmore as well. He's only 18. You see here he's on the ball again. He made that run behind, created the option. Ryan that time was dispossessed, which was unlucky, but the run from Dinsmore made another attacking opportunity for us. Don't forget it was his run in behind that created the first goal for us too, and the second goal. Here's Ryan on the ball, first time ball round the corner to Williams, picks out Adamson, dinks it forward, comes back to Williams, heads it down to Ryan, back to Williams, back to Adamson, into Ryan, squared it for Williams, forward to Dinsmore. Tried to open up that little bit of space for Durl, but it was well cut out. Vickers with the long ball forward. Dinsmore's made the run forward, and there's 3. Another great finish. It was a speculative ball forward from Vickers, but because we have a man who makes the run, it ends up turning into a pretty good pass. If you watch it again from this angle, Vickers just thumps it forward. He's not particularly looking for Dinsmore, but he knows that if he hits it forward, there's a chance that Dinsmore will get on the end of it, which is exactly why he does it. Sure enough, Dinsmore gets onto the end of it and makes that finish look very, very simple. He sort of embarrassed the keeper a little bit there, waited for him to come out and then just threaded it underneath him. No problems there. I feel very, very confident with our team in the league when they're performing this well in the cup. Good save there from Jeffries. The first time Cadbury Heath have really troubled the goalkeeper there. And we're in the 67th minute. Again, shots-wise, they've had 12, we've had 8. Both teams with 4 on target. They've scored none, we've scored 3. Stats-wise, it is in our favour. It's not all about the stats, though. I do know that stats can sometimes not tell the whole story. But in this case, it's really painting an accurate picture of how this match has gone. There's Phillips with a shot, once again set up by Dinsmore. Keeper managed to make the save. goes behind for a corner, which I think Williams swings in. Yep, Williams with the corner. In towards the back post. Jatta will keep this alive. Plays it to the outside of the box where Ryan's waiting. Back out wide to Williams. Into the centre. It was Durl who was waiting on the back post, but it's cleared away for a throw-in. Here is another throw-in, which Tierney will take. Throws it into Durl. Pulls it back to the edge of the box. Ryan is waiting. Shot blocked. Ryan can't get onto the rebound, so Cavier with a chance to break here. Ball forward towards Mawson. Looked like he was offside to me, but it's not been given offside, and he has threaded it into the back of the net to make it 3-1. Not ideal for us. It says there Jeffries was frustrated letting it in at the near post, and to be honest, he should have had this one covered. Make himself big, make the angle as small as possible, and they're not able to score. But he just seemed to let that one go underneath him. A little bit disappointing. I would like to keep clean sheets. I think that is one of the problems with our strategy and our tactics, is we do make ourselves quite open at the back as well, which is not ideal. You can see here I'm bringing off Williscroft, bringing on Dillon. Or do I? No. Yes, I do bring off Williscroft. I bring on McKindy though, and I move Tierney to the right back position. I think I blamed Williscroft for that goal when it actually happened, because he just wasn't in the right position to actually cut that one out. Lack of pace was one of the problems. There was Ryan with a shot which was deflected. Coming up towards the end of the match now. 84 minutes gone, 85, 86. Coming up to 87 minutes gone, there we go. Nearly at the end, we're still 3-1 up. As I said, the lack of a clean sheet is disappointing, but the result itself is actually quite encouraging. Dinsmore, back from injury, scoring twice is always a good thing. In fact, he scores 3 times. Does that go down as his goal? I can't remember. I think it goes down. No, it goes down as an own goal. Crick may own goal, which is unfortunate, because Dinsmore perhaps should have claimed that as his. It was his initial shot, but the rule is it came off the post, which means the shot wasn't going in, and then it came off the keeper and went in. But what I was in the middle of saying was Dinsmore scoring twice, that's it. Technically with 2 assists now as well, and he's just come back from injury, so he's not even firing at all cylinders yet. And there's the full-time whistle. Brings the Dinsmore show to a close, it's been described as, and that's kind of accurate, to be fair. And that also brings this episode to a close. So thank you very much everyone for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below with ideas for tactics, training and signings. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.